Right. But I just wanted to quickly say to you guys, because Jess and I were both on the
You
global
know,
top
I'm
leader,
Hutchinson.
and we were like texting back and forth because Jess and I are both like so red and like get to the point. I'm like, so this could have been an email. This probably could have been an email. Like I was like, what are we even talking about right now? And then this one girl got on and it stopped both of us and just her vulnerability, her authenticity, her excitement. But it got us both excited. But she was transparent that for like the last 3 years, she hasn't been super excited about her business. And out of nowhere, like one person came in and like is totally changing her business. And she goes, she went 2 star. And she said, do you know how long it's been since someone in my business went 2 star? And she was like, and it's fun. And they're going to do like their first events again. And I was texting Jessica and that energy. And you guys have all been that when you first hit manager, when you first hit director, when you first hit 1 star, when you first hit 2 star, some of you are 3, 4, 5, 6, platinum maxed out, everything in between. But she was just saying that there's nothing more fulfilling, nothing that creates more time, more freedom, right? Nothing that can have that type of income. And, I do a lot of things. I've always done a lot of things. Jessica does a lot of things. We all have multiple streams of revenue, but when I put my heart into it, it's always Isogenics. And there is nothing like this company. So you're going to hear David Wood. He's coming on as a guest speaker, really about the vision and what he's doing. We've got some other amazing guest speakers lined up. But I just wanted to tell you that this one person, like her energy was so captivating and then it's all what you focus on. And she said, the tickets for her to get to Montreal were over $1,200, not 300. And she was like, we don't have that right now, but I needed to be there. And the 3 people that she had with her and like what has started to happen, that I got off that call and I looked at Jessica and I said, okay, we're both going to have a new 2 star at Celebration and to create that. And it's just a decision. And I wanted to just say to you, think about when you first got started. We're 10 and a half years into this, Jess and I are, and to think about that we're going to have the same fervor, the same tenacity, the same vision. It's totally changed. And I just kept thinking, who out there is like me 10 years ago that I get to go say, come alongside. Janie had already been in the business for 6 years when she found me and Jess, that you guys all have that. The second thing I just wanted to share with you, now, this is not super duplicative, and I want to be transparent that I don't think everybody can necessarily do this because you don't necessarily have the background. But what I can tell you is, the people that can do this. So, Peter Greenlaw, who many of you guys know, he's a chiropractor. He does the incubation shakes shenanigans. I'll just leave it at that. But he had 26 enrollments last month. Okay, 26 enrollments. And they're asking about how he did it. And it's because he's tapping into the medical community. The research studies that Isogenics has right now, the most recent, if you guys haven't seen it, Dr. Paul said today has a 91% rejection rate. Right. So the fact that Isogenics is in that and then the mind blowing results that came out, like we have such leverage. And he said, I'm talking to doctors. It was an oncologist, it was a bariatric surgeon. I mean, like, hey, this is not my opinion. My job is to just show you what's available. You decide what to do with it. That I messaged some people today that I know have the posture, have the credentials, have the credibility to do this and say, we're missing something right now. Many of you know I've been working on paperwork that support the medical supported weight loss, the GLP-1 drugs, whether you're a fan of it or not, they need our nutrition. That I just want you to think outside of the box. And if you're looking to really grow, they're like, who do I know that's a doctor? Who do I know that's a chiropractor? Who do I know that's a nutritionist, that you leverage them in their network? And if you guys want to chat more about this, I'm happy to do it. But I just think it's a huge avenue that can really get Isogenics in momentum, because between the studies and what's about to come out with the vitamins, Project 21, if you guys don't know what that is, pencil it in. It's coming soon. You need to know what it is, all the information. It will literally make us there's no competition in the market with what we have. And I really want you guys to see that when you're having conversations with the medical community, there is no competition on the quality of the nutrition and the data and the results that we have. That's what I got for you. Thanks, Jess. Thank you. Love you guys.
So awesome, Laura. And you're right. I was like listening to Peter Greenlaw, and here's this individual that's been in Isogenics for 20 plus years. And he talked about just kind of that, just, it wasn't for him. It wasn't like, oh, I wasn't connecting. I wasn't feeling fire and fervor, and how just he came back alive. And I just thought, oh my gosh. And when Lauren said, like, talking after, and it's like, remember that feeling. And if you guys are on this call, do you remember that feeling of being like, wow? I remember when Jimmy Smith drew out the compensation plan for the first time. And he said, Jessica, you won't be able to sleep tonight after I show this to you. I know he said it to many of you. I know you've been on calls to hear him do it. His excitement, it's contagious. And I remember thinking, I won't sleep. I remember when Janie Elo just painted this vision for Lauren and I, how she saw our lives unfolding long before they ever did. I remember her telling me, I see Lauren married, then Lauren was single, and working so much and adrenal fatigue and all the things. And she just said, would tell me, like, I see Lauren in this beautiful, happy relationship with the baby that she longs for. And I just see her free, not working as much. Oh, Jenny used to bemoan that Lauren was hustling. She hustles. She's so busy. She doesn't have time. And Jenny just really would just see our lives the way that they were designed. And I just heard Peter Greenlaw's excitement and enthusiasm. I know there were a few people on here tonight that also probably heard that. And just the fire that was alive in him. Lisa Wolney, the same thing. And Lauren was talking about, Lisa's husband has been, she's done our team calls, and she talked a lot about how her husband's been out of really steady work for quite a long time. And, they've had that's been a real challenge and hardship for them. And just to hear her have these new builders and look at the flight costs and go, can I really do this? And as a lot of us are looking at celebration going, can I really do this? And what she described, the return on the investment of going, the fire alive in Lisa, who again has been in Isagenix for many years, long before Lauren and I. And I just thought, wow, to reignite, and it's awesome. And so what I wanted to talk about tonight was just the connecting piece. I'm going to go back, and Lauren and I have talked a lot about, what is really good is that as we have people that are hearing our messages, I take for granted, guys, we bring on these incredible new people, and Kari, you have new people coming on, and Bernandy and Janelle and Dawn, you guys have new people coming on. And I take for granted that not everyone absorbs all of our information by osmosis. Like, I just think, oh, you walked in the door, you understand the assignment, right? You got the program. Somebody told you about PVC, you get it. But I realized that a lot of what we have been training on, and a lot of in your DNA, it's not intuitive. And frankly, every time I train on it, I'm like, oh, light bulb. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about it, but I'm going to walk about it tomorrow. So I just want to tell you that tonight, I don't really want to go back to basics, just about connecting. I asked my friend Ann White, who's an amazing connector. Listen, you better text your friends and say Ann White's going to share how she connects, how she's one of the top enrollers, every single leaderboard. Ann and Jim White, top, tippy top, always. And Ann connects like no one I've ever seen. If you've been on a trip with her, if you've been in energy with her, I've literally seen her in bathrooms, literally, not even joking you, in Miami. She saw these women in a bathroom and she goes, how do I not know you? You're fabulous. All of a sudden she's bringing them over to meet us. And I'm like, they're basically on the team already. And I just want Ann to talk a little bit about, and she will tonight. So text your friends and let them know. Ann's going to share a little of what that magic it looks like. You might not be able to pull off that level of boldness, but I promise you, when you hear Ann's, how she presents it, it's an energy, and you can craft it to fit your style. I promise you. But let me first talk, before we bring Ann on, I want to first talk just a little bit about going back to basics. Because if you are like me, I've been in my house a lot. And I've talked about this. Everyone who lives under my roof is already enrolled in Isagenix, including Oliver Barrett, who's my sheepadoodle, sheepdog and a standard poodle. He may or may not have an account in Isagenix. Every breathing thing in my home is already enrolled in Isagenix. And so sometimes you spend enough time with people, not among prospects, you start forgetting exactly who we're looking for. So one of the first things that I started reminding myself is I got to go and do some work elsewhere. Maybe you're already out and you have a full-time job, or you're out just on a regular basis and you're amongst the people. To me, that became important. I just was saying to someone today, like, I get my hair done at the same place all the time. And I used to talk about how I used to go get my hair blown out whenever I wanted to treat myself at a different place all the time. And then I started going to the same place. I started falling in ruts. That, guys, I'm just going to note where I've fallen in ruts, where I'm making changes. I love my hairdresser, but it's time to give somebody else a chance to learn about Isagenix, because she already knows and she's already enrolled too. So I'm going to really first be clear on who I'm looking for. And I think that we all need to go back to that. Remember, there's people out there, and then get really clear on who you're looking for. I always, always, always talk about this. But frankly, as I'm telling you about the ruts and being vulnerable about this, I literally had a conversation with Lauren today. I said, Lauren, I know when I'm in the best headspace and mind space. I know some of the things I'm doing. One of them is very simply, I have a morning routine. It starts when I write down, today I allow myself to attract people who are. Guys, if you've been doing that every single day, drop a 1 in the chat, because I just want to celebrate you for 1 second. But if you're like me and you can be vulnerable enough to say, hey, I've been missing, I've been skipping it, and you notice, And you notice, put a 2, because I notice. One, Anna does it every day. I love it. Kari, thank you for being on my page. And Janelle, listen, I salute anyone who's doing it every day, because you know it works. I wish I was, but I can be vulnerable enough to tell you I got away from it. Today I got back to it. I got on my pen and paper. I got back into my Bible in the morning, and that I don't like when I don't have my set routine. You may not be regimented like I am, but I got to get it done in the morning because I want to set the tone for my day. I also got away from living in expectancy. I remember that I used to say in my house, someday we're going to earn $100,000 every single month. We're going to earn 6 figures a month. I said it with such conviction. I said, oh, we're going to build this. We're going to do that. Vision board every day. And guys, I got backed, and I listened to something just for believers. I listened to something the other day about how that God wants you to live pray with expectancy. And I just thought, wait a second. That's one thing I also got back from. Whether you're a believer or not, I just want you to live in expectancy. Expect great things to happen. And guess what? They always do. Expect amazing people to come into your business. And I just literally texted Brandy Brokaw, must think I'm using some kind of prescription medication inappropriately. I texted her today, no preemption, no hello, how are you? I just said, Brandy, people are flooding into the business on, I dashed it off so quickly, Brandy. I think I wrote planes, boats, and floats. I think I wrote floats at the end, but this is what I told her. I just said, people are flooding into the business. And I just want you guys to start speaking that to each other, to yourself in the mirror, to people you care about. Let's get back to saying, I'm going to be a 6-figure earner in Isagenix, and believing it with such conviction, seeing it. And if there's one thing Janelle Kelly taught me, it's to feel it, to feel what that feels like. To just imagine going into your back office, seeing cycles that you can't believe, and seeing a bank account that's overflowing. There's a book that I really like, and as I'm talking about being a believer, this book's crass, but it's called Rich as F, and it's by Amanda, Janelle Kelly probably knows. Amanda Francis, excuse me. And I like what she says. She says, I have more money than I know what to do with. I have more money than I can spend. And she talks about that. And I just think, wow, imagine what that feels like, that you can give and serve with reckless abandon. Someone needs something, cool, let me help. I can do that. Let me help anonymously. Let me do the things I want to do. You have a relative that needs something, or somebody that just wants something. And my kids have really just these huge things that they're interested in doing, a big surf camp for one of them. And it's like, ugh, it's a premium bougie thing. But imagine it's like, I could do that. No big deal. And so I just want you to live in expectancy and start speaking that out. And I want you to start speaking mostly that people are flooding into your business. People are out there who need us. I know that with absolute certainty. People are flooding into your business. And again, I'm going to speak to, if you're not a believer, some of this stuff won't apply to you, but I'm going to tell you that I just started praying today. God, if it's your will, drop the people in my life that I can serve. Let me pour into people with just such selfless intention. Let me serve the people who are looking for this, and let me drop the people that are really ready to go. If it's your will, drop those people. And that's just, I was praying that over everyone's business today. May all of our leaders across Dreamers in Action, across Team Win, may they multiply. May they see abundance, and may they have more money than they can spend. And so that's what I was just really, I want to get mindset right. That's the attraction statements. That's doing a morning routine, whatever it works for you. Move your body, read your Bible, do your devotion, do your personal development, listen to some unbelievable motivational YouTube videos, whatever it is that gets you right. It's also getting back for me. It's getting back to, sometimes I'm doing birthday messages and it's like, so-and-so's birthday was 4 and 5 days ago and I'm embarrassed. I'm like, this is more than belated. This is just a little bit rude, but I'm going to still circle back and just wish you a celebration. But I'm doing birthday messages and I'm not consistent every day. I'm like missing days. And so commitment in front of all of you that I'm just going to make sure that I'm batting 1,000. That's an easy one. And if you're new here, birthday messages are literally, Facebook tells you this is whose birthday it is. Send them a personal message. I like to use voice memo. I like to speak into them. And this is what I've been saying lately, something to this effect, is I say, Janine, I saw it was your birthday. I want to wish you the most incredible day. And I hope that today is a launch pad into the most astonishingly miraculous year of your whole life. May everyone around you see favor and blessings in your honor. You're an amazing person. Janine, I'll always remember you have this great Zoom background. And I just always remember how special I always think you are. And so that's the message that I'm leaving for people, is something to that effect, that just I wish them astonishing. I just hope that the year astonishes them with blessings, favor. I usually tell them I pray favor upon their entire family. May they see abundance and overflow and lights turning green. And I just say some variation of like just exuberant blessings over them. And so that's just what I'm really doing. And just it sets that mindset. So that's the first thing. When you talk about connecting, you got to get your own head right. Because you ever notice that sometimes you talk to people that are interested and you're like, what did I even say? Well, a lot of times, here's what I'll tell you. You're going to hear from Anne. She says great things, but I'll tell you, Anne could say okay things and people would still be drawn to her because it's an energy state. I used to think that one of the most magnetic energy states in the whole world was certainty. And I still to this day, I was thinking about this today, like would I still tell you that I think that's a magnetic energy state? And I thought more than ever before, more than ever before. The world in the last few years has been so uncertain. People are like, I have no idea. Is coffee good for me? Is salt bad for me or good for me? Like nothing is certain. Who are the presidential candidates? Is there a problem? Is there a war over here? Is what's going on? Who do I support? I'm so unclear, and everything feels like in this just state of imbalance. And I just think when someone is so sure, you're drawn to them. Do you guys agree? If you tell me your belief in something is strong, I don't even care if I don't believe in it, I'm drawn to you. I'm impressed with you. I want to know more about you. I want to, and if I'm not even sure, but you're sure, I want to follow you down the road and find out. Maybe I'm sure also. I want that. And so that certain energy state, I think that whole, just all I want to talk about is a recommitting to doing some of those things in the morning that put your energy state. You start out here, start out before you even get out of bed. I want you to just thank you. I want you to just be grateful for another day, the sunshine. Think of all the things you're grateful before you even get out of bed. Start getting your head right. And then morning routine. And for anyone who's not a morning routine person, maybe this week we can just all give it a try. Just scribble down in your notebook. Today, I allow myself to attract people who are. Start writing out the qualities. Start seeing those people. Just tell one person, I'm going to be a crystal executive in Isagenix. Start feeling what that feels like. Say it out loud. Say it with conviction and certainty. Say it in the mirror. Some people record it. I know Denise Wiggins used to record it and then listen to it back. I think that's so brilliant. Listen to it and then listen to what you sound like. And do you believe it? And then the more you listen to it, the more I hope that it literally becomes part of your DNA and it becomes part of your belief system. And then there's the really truly like thinking about who those people are. One of the ways that early on, I remember Lauren and I watching every Isagenix video, watching them and really thinking about who do we want to talk to. And I remember doing that. I remember also looking at the list of qualities of people that I thought were amazing leaders in Isagenix. I remember thinking, what is Janie Elo? What are her qualities? And I'll tell you, she will tell you. And Lauren will laugh when I say this, but Janie used to say, you know what you and Lauren have in common? Bossy. You're both bossy. Go out and find the bossy people. Didn't she, Lauren? Always would tell us, you're bossy. And I would say, Janie, that's kind of mean. And she'd go, it's not mean. It's what you two have in common. People that know what they want and are willing to have that kind of energy to tell people, this is what we're doing. And she would just tell me, like, look for those people who are just have that energy of such confidence that they can go to people and say, we're doing this, let's go. And I remember thinking, yes, who do I know that's like that? And I remember thinking, oh, these women that are on my kids' school boards, a lot of the school workers, they're good people because you're working, you're dedicating that time. You're usually a good connector. The real estate people, the mortgage people. And I remember going by profession and also thinking that. I remember going by geography. Who do I know in Atlanta? Who do I know that's in Florida? And I remember making lists that way. I think those are great ways to make lists. Slice and dice it differently. Okay, if you have had a birthday party, who was on your invitation list? Like for me, I thought, who was on my 21st birthday list? Who was on my 25th birthday list? Who came to my wedding? Who came to my bridal shower? Who came to my baby shower? Sometimes I go back in my Facebook memories and I look at who liked my post from 11 or 12 years ago. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to Debbie in a while. I haven't talked to her in a long time. I bet she doesn't even see my posts anymore. And 12 years ago, she was liking me all the time. So I just look for those kinds of things and I go back and just say like, who was I engaging with me on my face? You know, every day Facebook shows you your memories from that day, years past. So I look at that. I think birthdays are a great time to jot people onto your list. They're amazing time. Then I'll tell you what, if you ever feel like, oh, my list is stale. Well, number one, I would go back and years ago, we used to print our Facebook lists and they're long. A lot of you are connected to a ton of people. Here's what you do. You don't have to print it necessarily. You can print it by the letter. Facebook will let you export it into an Excel document. Just print the A's. Just print the B's or just do it from your screen and just look at it that way and go back. I remember Eric Worre, and just I wanted to give you just a how do you pull people, but Eric Worre said, go through your phone contacts. Start at A. And I remember Lauren, us doing this exercise and just saying, make a commitment that I'm going to text every person. And the only way I'm not going to text them is if they're already in Isagenix. And guys, do you guys ever hear the story of how I wrote to the guy? I had bought a Toyota Highlander and I was like, oh, I made this commitment. I got to text this guy. I texted him and I just said, hey, I had such a great experience buying my Toyota from you. I'm going to be in for service. Can I stop into your office and see you? I want to pick your brain about something. I go in his office and here's what I said to him. I said, listen, you are an incredible connector. I literally didn't even shop around. I came in, I was going to look. I bought a car that night because your skill set was so great. I didn't feel pressured. I loved how you connected. People like you tend to know other people like you. And I have this business. At the time, I said, I have a virtual franchise in health and wellness. I help people get connected to unbelievable products and then create an income around those products, sharing these amazing market disruptive products you can't get anywhere else. I said, I'm looking for people that have a skill set like yours. Do you know anyone who you think would be open to creating some extra income, who may be passionate about wellness or looking to feel and look better and creating an income that has no ceiling? So if you've ever heard this story, literally gave me 2 names. He said, listen, I have a friend who's the head of wellness for a school district. I think he'd be awesome. I think you should call him. Here's his phone, gets his phone. I was like, here's his phone number. And then he gave me a name of a woman that he thought, oh, she's like a mover and shaker. I think you guys would get along great. And I was like, this is terrific. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I came in here. And then at the end, he said, wait a second. Would my wife and I be good at this? You think this would be for us? That's the outcome that you want, of course. And I was like, yeah, I love that you suggested that. Probably, I think so. And so I just want to tell you in that example, I texted, I committed, I made a commitment to myself, to Lauren, to the people that were all doing this with us, that I was going to text everybody in my phone. And the only disqualifier was you're not in Isagenix. And then I had that conversation. I was like, just so you know, sweating bullets, sweating through the chair. Likely I got up and I was like, probably embarrassed. There was sweat, but I loved the outcome. And all I did was ask him for referrals. And so connecting was asking people for referrals. Years ago, for anybody who's new here, we need a refresher. I used to teach an acronym. It was called EWW, EWWW. And this is how I believe is a great way to connect and reach out to people. I'm gonna draw it out. Let's draw it out. Or we can type it out. Okay, I'm gonna do it. One of the 2 of these. I was teaching on PVC on a Zoom. So listen, if I can do this business, anybody can do this business. I just washed that off with my hands. You guys saw that. All right, so the E stands for edify. So when I'm talking to people, I tell them why I think they're great. I think we can't do this enough in this world, is tell people authentically why you think they're amazing. Edify people. I just say, my gosh, you are unbelievable. Nicole, you are one of the most dynamic women. People love you. People chase you down the road. You should be a walking link because I want everything that you have. I just want to, what lipstick is that? Give me the tank top link. I love everything. And just edify the person. And when you edify them, make sure that you feel it to your core, because edification has an energy too. When you tell me something that I believe about myself, I hear it so differently than if you're just trying to edify me just to have a conversation, just to check the box on edification. If you say something to someone, make sure you mean it. Like, just make sure that it truly is something great about them and they'll feel it differently. W tell them what you have. And so I tell them very quickly, listen, I partnered with a global wellness business to help create marketplace for unbelievable products. Results will drop your jaw. People have never seen them and you can't get them anywhere else in the marketplace. And I have a distribution opportunity for other people who want to create some income around products people have never had access to before in any retail environment. People are like, wait, what does that mean? It means I can help you create income sharing products that will change lives. Are you interested in that? Tell them what you have. Now, tell them why they should care. Why should they care, or what's in it for them? That can stand for either one. Why should they care? Because here's the thing. If you remember, if you've ever gotten a message from someone who's done network marketing through a script, or probably wrong, what they typically say is, oh my gosh, Brandy, you got to hear about these products I got. These products are changing my life. It's amazing. I'm hot. I'm rich too. I'm doing awesome. I want to tell you about them. And you're like, wait, I deleted this message because I don't care if you're rich and hot. Like, what's in it for me? That's what people want to know. It's why should I care about this? And so when you're edifying the person, you're telling them they're great. You're telling them, hey, I have a hold of this opportunity. I want you to look at it. And here's why I think you'd be interested. You're one of those servant-hearted people. And I know you have a passion for helping other people. And I know because you're a teacher, you're a volunteer, you worked in the Red Cross, you were in the Marines. I know your heart. I know that you're super passionate about helping the homeless population. I know you're super passionate about empowering women and helping people model appropriately. I know, you have this Chicks and Coffee and Chicks and Conversation. I know you're doing this huge movement for women entrepreneurs in Florida. And I believe there's an opportunity for you to expand that movement massively by funding it through this opportunity. And then tell them what you want them to do next. What should I do next? And you tell them, listen, I am interested in talking to you. I told a girl today, I said, listen, I have a window tomorrow between 2 and 4. I'm going to be in the car and I'd love to chat with you. What 15-minute window in that 2 to 4 Eastern time window can work for you? We'll talk for 15 minutes. I was super glad that she said the earlier side on 2 o'clock because I thought we're going to have a conversation so good, we're never going to get off. I'm going to clear out that whole window because we might be on till I get to the beach. So I just want to make sure that we let people know, edify them, tell them, hey, listen, Yvette, you are one of the most extraordinary women. I've never seen someone hustle the way you hustle, connect, and everyone that I've ever met that knows you says amazing things about you. I have this opportunity that I believe could create unbelievable income and wellness for you. You'll be the sexiest and wealthiest that you've ever been, maybe create more money than you could ever spend. And I know that you would be interested in that because I know your heart. I know how much you love to serve and give. And I know that you're really passionate about traveling the world, seeing the world with your family. Can we talk tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time? If that doesn't work for you, I could also do 6 or 6:30. Let me know which works. And so that's the OOP conversation and connection that I'm doing. Now, with that, I've given you a little bit of my connection. I want to also bring on the genius, the legend, the connection artist. Here she is, Ann White. You guys, while Ann's unmuting, I just want to tell you, there's a master like none other. And Ann, I want to ask you, as you're unmuting there, I want to just ask you just to share with people on a weekly basis. If you had to give an estimate, how many people would you say you're chatting with that you're connecting with, maybe brand new?
Well, hi, everybody. And if you guys aren't taking, like, literally, I've been doing this 6 years, and everything that Jess says, it's like golden. So the biggest thing I think we can really do tonight is really listen to what Jessica is sharing, first of all. And are we going to are we going to learn from it? Are we going to look at our notes and really make a difference with what Jess is sharing? That, I think, is first and foremost, because we can get on these calls and this is golden, what she is sharing. But if we don't do anything with it, then, and I am just as guilty. I make all these notes sometimes, and it's like, the call's over, tomorrow starts, and we all go back to doing exactly what we've been doing. And then we have to ask ourselves, where are we in our business? Are we moving forward? And then even just taking some of it can get overwhelming. I know, especially there's new people on here, and listening to Jess and Lauren, and they're just so full of fire and passion and everything they're saying, yes, but maybe taking just a few of the things that Jessica's talking about. Don't just go, oh God, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do anything. But maybe it's the ooh, maybe it's just starting the mornings off, trying to implement in something new. If you aren't super happy with where your business is at, then these would be great things, even if it's birthday messages, whatever it might be. So anyway, I would just feel like that's super important. And can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm having trouble. You can hear me? Am I loud or okay?
Perfect.
Because I had to use this and now I'm okay, so within a week, And again, guys, I'm going to be super transparent with all of you. I am not one of those. I'm not Erica Rothenberger that writes down 30 people she talked to today, 30 people she talked to tomorrow, 30 people. It's just not who I am. So I don't want you to think everybody does their business differently. All right. So just make sure that for you and what works best for you, for me, I typically, to me, every single person I meet is a prospect for me. I feel like I have such belief. Now, remember, I've been doing this 6 years, so don't expect some of the new people that are on. Let me believe for you. Let all of us believe for you. But I truly believe that every person that God puts into my path in that day is somebody that I get an opportunity to bless. Whether it is through Isogenics, whether it is through AH Collection, whether it's through fitness, whatever it is, I don't go in with the agenda that it's only going to be Isogenics, but I want to connect with them. I want to get to know them. I want to help them. And I believe that I can. So my whole goal when I get up in the morning, it's, whose lives can I, bless today? What's next, Lord, for my business? Today, I allow myself to attract, I got pages, just like Jessica said. So yes, I do that. And my whole goal is whose lives can I bless today? And that, to me, it could be that I talked to 10 people today, and maybe tomorrow it might be 2. So again, if you go into your day with the idea that I'm not just going to plan 15 minutes today, that's Isogenics. To me, my day is open to whoever God brings to me, and how can I bless them?
Perfect. I love that. Okay. So people come across your path, and I know a lot of people, you encounter a lot of people. Do you remember the story that I was telling about when we were in Miami and you met those women?
I do.
So
Yeah.
I know that has happened multiple
Yeah.
times. There's a great story about the coffee
Yeah.
shop, something similar. Will you just give an idea of just strangers, how you talk to
Yeah.
strangers?
Yeah. And Jess, you said something just a minute ago, and I thought, I do put myself in the path.
Mhm.
If I see someone that I just feel like, just like what Jess is saying, I feel like, okay, they're over there. I'm going to go out of my way
Yeah.
to either introduce myself, to walk up to them, and it is true. I do go, who are you? Like, are you kidding me? How do I not know you? Or I need to know you. And I truly, again, I feel like, guys, it's really important, authentic. Jessica said that people know when you're BSing. So again, you can also, if you could say, oh my gosh, I know this is weird. I know it's crazy, but I just felt drawn and I just felt like I had to say hi to you. People love to feel, if they think it's weird, they're not your avatar anyway. You can pray for them and love them and move on. I've had that maybe a few times in my life, but if I truly am walking in a coffee shop, like Jess said, or I'm in the bathroom and I see 2 gals, I'm like, damn, girls, who are you? And I need to know you.
Hmm.
And it may be if I'm just running on, but I will get their information. Guys, get people's Instagram. Let them know, hey, I only got a few minutes, I got to run, but dang, I want to get to know you, or I want to follow you. Are you on Instagram?
Mhm.
I mean, these are things, but I do go out of my way. It isn't just like they all just come falling to me. We all have to be intentional about our business and know that we are here to bless them. And if God puts them in your path, there's a reason. And let them know that. Just say, oh my gosh, God put you in my path today for some reason. I don't know why, but I feel like we need to know each other. I mean, Brandy Brokaw is the master at that. I've learned so much from her. But just if I see somebody, and I'm at Party City a couple days ago, when I saw someone, I'm like, oh my God, girl, you're fabulous.
Mhm.
I need to know you. And it's just, we have those opportunities to bless people all the time if
Mhm.
we take our faces out of the phone
Yes.
and look up and go out and just step out of our comfort zone a little bit. I have to do that too, guys. I
Mhm.
have to do that too.
Mhm. One thing I'm gonna note for people is like, do you hear how awesome? Like, could you imagine Anne saying that and being around her? I know everybody on this call, if you know Anne for 2 seconds, you can imagine her saying it and imagine it landing beautifully. But maybe we're like, oh, I don't know if I feel comfortable saying that. Here's what I'll say. Just note here, just let what she's doing be the exact thing you do, which is she's giving someone a beautiful compliment. And so maybe it feels more comfortable to you to look at why are you drawn to that person? Sometimes it's like, I remember saying to Holly Kirsch, I love your sneakers. Loved her sneakers. I bought her sneakers actually when I got home, bought her sneakers because I love them so much. I was like, those are great sneakers. You're the cutest person. I love how you look. Where can you get those? I've never seen them in stores. Or you maybe just say to the person, just say like, okay, are you from around here? Because I am looking for a coffee shop, a place to play pickleball. You look athletic. Do you know what gym do you go to? I'm looking for personal recommendations to people that love the gym that they go to. I notice you're in workout clothes. What is that drink that you just got? I just saw you took a minute to order at a coffee shop and what did you order? That looks really good. Whatever it is that you can just engage someone about anything. Notice something that they have and that's what Anne's doing. Is she's just giving someone an awesome compliment. I think that is such a good way to just start a conversation. Doesn't it feel so good to get an authentic compliment from a stranger?
And
I love
I
that.
think I love that. And what Jess is saying is she's still being intentional and still it is, again, you've got to think of that. If you've got your business
Mhm.
and you are allowing yourself to attract,
Mhm.
but you have to take that next step. And
Mhm.
that can be uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable is good, you guys. That means you're growing. We
Yes.
all have to, I'm that way.
Mhm.
We all are that way.
Yes.
So even if it may feel weird, and you could say that, be vulnerable to people. People
Yes.
love that.
Mhm.
I've said weird things before, and when I leave the message and I even get back and go, oh my God, I can't even believe I just said that, but I was just so excited just to talk to you or
Okay,
meet
just
you.
note how that sounds. Guys, is there anything more endearing than Anne's, what she just said there, that vulnerability of like laughing at yourself and being like, what did I just say? But I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm embarrassed that I said, or whatever the vulnerability, how she just phrased that. Do you guys feel that? There's magnetism in vulnerability. People want to be with people who are real. And then you see someone like Anne, and it's no surprise to you probably that people like you could be so intimidating. You're beautiful. You're so well styled. You are so kind. You exude this great energy. Maybe people would be intimidated to say like, I could never be in the energy of Anne White. And then when Anne is so refreshingly authentic, vulnerable, you're like, I want to be Anne's best friend. I want Anne in my pocket. I want to do whatever Anne's doing. That real is refreshing. So Anne, thank you for saying that piece. I love it. You say crazy things. You're like, did you hear what I just said? I am wild. I can't even believe it, but I'm so nervous and excited because you're dream team. I love it.
Exactly.
Okay. So also like just a quick side note, a lot of people know the amazing Ashley DeChico. I sat next to Ashley getting a pedicure. And so I asked Ashley, tell me what color polish that is. I don't love the polish choice that I chose, but I love what you're getting. And we just started talking from there. And I know that when you're getting a service done or you're somewhere maybe with hair, how do you engage people like that? Whether they're whether they're a hairstylist or they're the esthetician or they're a fellow client. How do you do
It's a
that?
great question. And I think let's go a step before. I'm very intentional, like Jess said, when I get a blowout every week and I go to somebody different and I see him on Facebook or somebody has commented, a friend of mine has commented, oh my God, I just got new hair. And so I go, oh, I reach out to that person and say, oh my God, Leslie just posted you. I need to get into you. I want to blow out. I get it every week and I want to support local. People love that. And it's true. I'm authentic. I go every week and I do it. But I always go with the intention because guys, we have something in our hands that can blow them away. So of course I am going to put myself in that position to be able to lead that conversation, to being able to share collagen, most likely if it's a hair, beauty. Let's face it, that's an easy in. And of course, I'm always going to have a sample in a cute little bag, and I'm going to be chatting, and I'm going to get, maybe I'm on the phone talking to somebody about collagen, but I'm going to always lead the conversation about, hey, do you have a brand partnership with collagen? Oh my God, you don't? Girl, are you kidding me? What? You're a hairstylist? You're in the beauty industry? Every client that sits in your chair is buying collagen from somewhere. Why in the world wouldn't they get it from you? Here, I got a sample for you. I work it in where it's not ever salesy because I'm never selling anything. Yeah. I'm always sharing. And I let them know I'm a businesswoman. Are you kidding? Businesswoman to businesswoman. This is brilliant for you.
So good. Businesswoman to businesswoman. Okay. 3 quick things I want to note there. I want to note what Ann did here. So I love, and I want to encourage all of you. One of the most brilliant things that she's doing every week is she's looking at Leslie, who posted, and then getting Leslie's person. Why is that so smart? For a lot of reasons. That's brilliant. Edifies Leslie and her good hair. It also lets the hairdresser know word of mouth advertising really works, gets her appreciating her client. But also when Ann's talking about a word of mouth business, we can use the parallel. It's just like, I found out about you from Leslie. I didn't use the yellow pages to find you. I found out about you because people buy through people, right? The second thing I want to say is what Ann just said about talking to people about collagen. I heard this great line. Write this down if you have a pen. Has anyone shown you how to get paid for drinking a collagen that has results you won't even believe? Has anyone shown you how to get paid for drinking the most amazing collagen, results-oriented collagen? You won't even believe the results that you get. Like, drop your jaw. This is bananas, wild results. Has anyone shown you how to get paid to do that? I thought that was such a good line. And then the third thing is, I wanted to note that whether you're getting these services done or not, these people are just out there. They're just out there. And I think the receptivity that you have, a lot of people are looking to close the gap on income opportunities. And so you're planting the seeds. I love that Ann's giving them a collagen. She's doing so many great things here. But I loved what you said about finding these people. You're looking at somebody's post and they got their nails done. Quick message them and say, hey, I want to go to a great nail salon. I want to support local. That was so good. Who do you go to? And that's so cool to keep that alive in the community and create that. I love it. The more you give, Bill Daly, some people know Bill Daly. He's a great guy. He's been on this Isagenix team and he's just one of the greatest encouragers. But he said to me today, I just said, Bill, you are such an encourager. I love what you're doing. He's constantly writing me to just pour love. And he said, Jessica, this is what I learned years ago. He shares this story very openly, but he's a recovering alcoholic, incredible man, just a giver, server, has had this new leash on life, big believer. And he said, Jessica, to keep it, what I learned is that you have to give it away to keep it. And so Ann does that. She's an entrepreneur who supports local, builds a great community of people, always referring out people. She's living our business in other ways. So it's easy to parallel. And forgive me for going off on a tangent, but everything that you're doing is just brilliant. That's why you're a top enroller.
Thank you.
From your perspective, if you had to say to someone how to connect with someone that they're doing so virtually, you do some reach outs that are they're not belly to belly, they're online. What you've done some cold reach outs. Talk about that a little bit. I know you've seen women that are on Facebook, and what have you said to them?
And it's funny, I never look at the idea of cold reach out because nothing to me is ever cold. So I feel like every person is a warm reach out because if God puts them in my path, if I see them on Facebook, I don't know them, or a recommended friend or whatever, I feel it, I share that. So to me, I think we need to delete the whole cold idea,
Mm,
because if you look at it as
mm,
cold, then you are not being authentic and it's not going to work. So don't do it. But so if you look at it within your heart, like if I see a recommended friend and I'm like, dang, I'm going to say that to her. I'm going to say, girl, you came across my path. Dang, I was blown away. I even peeked at your page. You got 6 kids. I got 6 kids. God
mm,
brought us together for a reason. How about just a quick chat? Does 10 a.m. tomorrow morning work, or a coffee? I mean, wherever it might work out, but whatever feels in my heart is what I'm going to say.
mhm.
And if it sounds weird, and I may even say, oh my God, girl, I just thought this connection's crazy. So I know I sound crazy, and I might be, but again, people, they always get back with me.
Mhm.
And if they don't get back with me, it's not their time. It has nothing to do with me.
Yes, I love it. One of the biggest things that I think I want to point out that you do so well, and I think anybody on this call, if you're like, oh, which of these strategies could I use? Which feels comfortable to me? I've always said this. I think that the greatest strategy for connecting with people and for follow-up is adding value. And you add value, you're always looking for ways to serve people. I know Ann didn't have any of these questions in advance, but I can give examples of what you've done, but can you think of any recently that you've seen a need and you've just been able to fill that for someone just out of no other motivation other than that's who you are?
Well, I got on a call with someone I'm not financially connected with today, with one of our gals here on a team that asked me to. We talked for an hour, but it just, it's kind to be kind.
Yes.
And it feels good. Like I told this gal, like, I want people to succeed. If people feel good, and again, I don't even know if she's part of Isogenics. It was one of Erica's gals
Mhm.
that she connected me with, but it feels good to help others.
Yes.
It always comes back, you guys. It always. I have no agenda with it. I just wanted to find out about her, how
Yeah.
I could bless her, how we could help each other. If Isogenics is for her, and I told her that. I said, this may or may not be for you.
Yeah.
But God brought us together for a reason, and I
Mhm.
believe that we could really crush this
Yeah.
together. And again, that's just helping her. We're not financially connected, but I just look at, if we give our hearts to others, it always comes back to us
Yeah.
tenfold.
I've seen you go the extra mile with so many people. So, like sitting on a plane and someone says, I love the perfume. You and Holly both, this exact same scenario has happened on planes with you both. I love the fragrance that you're wearing. And then not only do you tell them, here's what the fragrance is, you let them know how to get it. You let them know, hey, it's on special pricing. We can grab it for you. And then not only do you get it for them, you send in this beautiful packaging. Like everything that they're doing is adding value. It's extra, it's just attention to some level of detail. And what that does is it tells people I care. And so I just encourage you, as you're just hearing about how Ann kind of goes the extra mile, she's doing things for people with no expectation of anything in return. People are on your Facebook asking questions all the time. I literally could scroll for a half a second and see people asking for opinions, people asking for recommendations, people asking for referrals. Instead of scrolling past them because you think like, I don't know, take the extra second to possibly find out for them. You might know someone. Like I asked about a Dyson Airwrap or a Shark, if it was better. And someone I know that knows about hair said, hey, listen, I just asked a bunch of girls who work on my team, and here's what the results of that, my kind of just casual survey were. So she took the time to actually get input from other people on my question, even though she didn't have a definitive opinion on it. Be that person to just say, hey, I just asked my kid, I know you're asking for a gift for 16-year-olds. I just asked my twins and they're 16, and here's what they said. I could have scrolled past and like, I have no idea what to get 16-year-olds myself. I have no idea the answer. I have no idea if an Airwrap or a Shark is better. But going the extra mile, like be like Ann. Ann would figure it out, find out from someone else, add value, and have no expectation in return. And I just have always found that to be the greatest connection. When I was first working in corporate America, a man said to the guy that I worked for mentored me. So just such an incredible salesperson and just man. He just said, Jessica, there's something called the law of reciprocity. And he said, if you can go out and live in a way that you just serve other people with reckless abandon, the law of reciprocity will favor you every time. And that just means that when somebody does something so extra for you, don't you want to, and Anne is pouring that kind of love into you with no expectation of anything in return, or anyone does that to you, people give you a great compliment, people do something for you they don't expect. Don't you want to give in return? By the way, not always even to them, but doesn't it make your soul just feel like this giving,
Yes.
generous spirit about it? Don't you just think, I want to pay it forward? Guys, I just believe so strongly when you create a ripple effect that swirls at that level, ultimately it comes back and blesses your business. It comes back and blesses your team. It comes back and blesses the kids of the people on your team, your own kids, your family, people around you. You create a ripple effect of people wanting to pay it forward. So the law of reciprocity always wins, but I always will say, if you want to grow your business and grow your cycles, focus on other people. Get wildly obsessed. Just as Janie Elo, advice 101. In fact, she texted to me a little bit ago. Find the people that want to change their lives and get ruthlessly, wildly obsessed with helping them achieve their goals. Don't even look at your own cycles. Don't look at your own success. Obsess over getting people what they want. Help enough people get what they want, and you'll always get more than you've ever expected. And you're a perfect example of giving everyone, this team, other teams, the world, your husband, your family, your 6 kids, the grandkids, everybody that comes in your path, more than they expect, more than they probably ever imagined that they'd get. You always do that. And I just appreciate you and admire you so much. You're a great connector. I hope you guys have learned. She's brilliant. The last thing that you should know, though, is what she's saying is great. But as I said when we first started, it could be just good. And it's an energy that she says it. It's an energy of certainty, of love, of sending out goodness. And so I want to just remind you, she told you, sometimes she doesn't say the things that she thinks are flowing great. And she just goes back, and with that beautiful, loving, giving, generous energy, she just says, this is who I am, vulnerable, here, real and refreshing. Here I am, just to tell you, you're great. And I'm laughing at myself. Guys, you don't have to say the perfect thing. You don't have to wait until you refine the speech or the talk track or your confidence is at 100. Anne White is doing it, and just doing it with that energy of love, and it's magnetic. It's winning. She's on the top of every leaderboard, and she's a gem. So I just want to give all the props to you, Anne. I learn from you every time. I've learned so much from you, and I often think, what would Anne do? Thank you all so much. Let's make this an amazing week. Peter Greenlaw energy for everyone. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everybody. Have a great
Bye,
night.
guys. Thank you.